Now, what I wanted to do here, guys, we didn't talk about this ahead of time, but I want to play a little bit of Black Pill versus White Pill, and I'm going to do something I never ever do, and I'm going to take the Black Pill position. Not necessarily because I believe it, but I just kind of want to put it out there, okay? And so that basically you're black. I'm going to start with this is a 3-minute video, so I don't want to show the whole. I don't want to show the video. But this is interesting. It says a whistleblower just revealed that the FBI is deleting massive amounts of evidence so Cash Patel, Dan Bongino can't use it. The FBI is working day and night to destroy the files on these servers. I'm sure there's no info about Epstein and subversion against Americans. This needs to be stopped as soon as possible. The agents doing this must be charged with treason. Okay, and I think, yeah, we all agree with that. But I think that there is a black-pilled strain that I've seen out there. People saying, okay, you've got Trump is a Zionist. Okay, now this is other people's arguments, not mine. You've got all of his people. Cash Patel, Hegseth is a big Zionist, wants to build the third temple. Pam Bondi is a big Zionist, right? And so they're all big Zionists. So what they're doing is they're slow walking this. They've got a promise to keep. They've got to let the people know that they're letting the Epstein files out. However, what are the Epstein files going to point to? They're going to point to the Zionists. I'll just say, rather than using the JOOS word, I'll just say Bibi. Okay, they're going to Bibi Netanyahu. They're going to point back to Bibi, somehow or another, his Mossad agents, whatever it is, and so what they're doing basically is they are putting out this garbage today, okay, and then blaming it on the FBI, saying, you know what, the FBI has been making a mess out of things. And oh, by the way, guess what? These nameless, faceless people in the FBI, ever since 2016, they've been destroying documents. They've been, wiping hard drives. They've been doing all this to take stuff off the table and see to it that the real perpetrators, the real depth of depravity of the Epstein people, they don't care if it shows Oprah Winfrey or Tom Hanks or LeBron James. They don't care about any of them. They don't want it to point back to Bibi. And so they're making sure that everything that points back to Bibi has been wiped clean. Now you're going to have a little bit of a good cop, bad cop thing going on here. And Pam Bondi's basically the good cop saying, hey, guys, Trump wants these things out, and I want to get them out to you. And the bad cops are the nameless, faceless FBI agents who are doing all the destruction. All right. So I can't say that is necessarily my view of things. However, it's got, I think there's an argument that's got some merit to it.
So I think I'll take the token white hat on this, which I very rarely do, as those who have watched this show. I think personally that Donald Trump, so it's kind of like that there's two different places that he could go with this. So either he is going to rug pull the MAGA movement, or he's going to rug pull the Zionist movement. And my opinion is that all of this stuff that he's been doing is just kind of a slow lead up to him being like, all right, guys, we've actually found the real bad in the world. And he's going to just go, phoom, there goes the Zionist movement. And that kind of a little bit has some play with him meeting with Bibi, him meeting with the guy from the UK. What is his name?
Starmer.
Yeah, Starmer. Yeah, Keir Starmer, who's like legitimately known worldwide as a defender of pedophilia and just terrible stuff. Like this dude is straight up evil. Well, and then after he met with Keir Starmer, well, then now he's got some. He has a meeting with Prince Charles or somebody in the England's hierarchy that's been also been pointed to as being a proponent for human trafficking and just terrible stuff, like stuff I don't even want to mention on this podcast. And that to me is like, okay, well, he's about to put out all of this information, and what he's doing is he is getting with these people and building a kind of a relationship as far as negotiations go. So it's like, all right, guys, I have all this dirt and I'm about to throw this out. Is there something you can give me in return to kind of, maybe soften the blow? And I really think that he is kind of more on the MAGA side of things, that you're going to have this big, huge, fat, a public discourse that he's going to start with saying that, guys, this is what's on the Epstein list. This is what's on the Diddy list. This is what's on the Weinstein files, and say all of this goes back to not just Bibi, but also to the Vatican, to Francis,
Right.
and that right there, I think, is really going to be where the public narrative changes to where you have a just this terrible, terrible, gut wrenching. Okay, everything we've been told up to this point has kind of been a lie, and everything that we've been, taught through Hollywood and the last 50, 60 years has been not not true, and these are actually the evils, like the true evils of the world. And here's what they did. Here's the video to prove it. And by the way, we are cutting ties with our greatest ally, which keeps getting thrown out. And that's going to be, and that would be the pure white hat take on this whole thing, that he's just slowly leading up to a mass information dump that's going to throw all the dirt on Bibi, all the dirt on the Vatican currently. And the public opinion is going to be just through the roof, and you're going to have riots in the streets, sort of deal.
Yeah.
Well, I'll kind of take, I guess you could say, the middle ground, but Trump is first and foremost a businessman. And there will be, of course, push and pull. So between the dark hat, he's pretty much he's bought by the Jews, by the Zionists. He's on their side, versus he's going to dump everything at once. Well, I personally think Trump has the best interest of America in mind, because for one thing, I think that Trump cares about deeply about the legacy he's going to leave behind with the American people after he's gone. So he's going to want that, almost first and foremost, because he is very narcissistic.
Yeah, he is totally. That's not something that's really arguable, that he is totally a narcissist.
A narcissist. But there are good elements to that, and bad elements. But I think that what you're more likely to see is a whole bunch of collective nothing burgers that have a side of fries. So it's just a tiny little bit, an IV drip of information, enough to the point where that they'll slowly be exposed, and Trump can say promises made, promises kept, but not to the point where Trump loses big business by having to publicly cut ties with people because the public opinion demands it. I think that this is going to be more likely be a controlled demolition, more than, here's all the cards. Here's what everyone was doing, at this time. And, this is how many times so-and-so was on the plane. And then this is how many times so-and-so went to this party. I think it's more likely that very slowly it'll be more like, oh, well, sources say, we found it in the files. This person was involved. Down they go. And then, a month or two later, as it's expedient for Trump, as it's expedient for his administration to, as it were, torpedo people, I think, it's because also talk about, one of the biggest reasons that the files and all this information hasn't come out yet is because it's the ultimate leveraging chip. It's the ultimate source of blackmail on all these incredibly powerful people. But now Trump has all the leverage. Trump has the cards, and I bet he's using it and is going to use it. Say, okay, how about you do this and this for America? How about you do this for the people, and we won't spill the tea. And if you don't, then we will spill the tea. It's just kind of same kind of, the big ask, same kind of things that he did with the tariffs. We're going to give you 25% tariffs. Your economy is going to drain. But if you do this and this and this for America, we'll postpone it and then come back and talk later. I mean, Trump holds all the power right now. So I don't see, it's just not a good business decision to get rid of it, to expose it all now, even though it is absolutely the right moral decision. But that's just
those are good thoughts. And I've got a quote here from Brendan Delia. He actually 3-4 years ago, he was one of my favorite analysts out there. He's from Arizona. He's got he's foul mouth. He's kind of like Joe Rogan, so I really can't recommend him. But he's got a really good take on this that kind of builds off what William's saying here. He says the Epstein lien, like you said, it's the ultimate trump card. You get to play it once. It has all of your enemies on it. They have no way of recovering once it's out. Thus, you dangle it for weeks over their head. Watch as they confirm your picks. That's very interesting. Confirm your picks.
Yeah.
No wonder RFK Jr. went
Rich
through.
McConnell.
And he had no trouble getting his picks through, which was really surprising. Pass your budgets and renegotiate trade deals. Then, after you squeeze the criminals for every ounce of power and leverage they have, you release the list anyways and burn their world to the ground. That's how it's done. And I think that it's an interesting take.
Join us for On the Edge, Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern, only on The Traditionalists.